EAM Jaishankar has given a clear message to infiltrators across the borders. That he stated that India will take action against its enemies, not just within its borders, but beyond that as well. External Affairs Minister has pointed out that India's response after 26/11 terror attacks on Mumbai was just that of sending dossiers, but now India is taking proactive action. We've all seen the surgical strikes and the Balakot strikes that had taken place back in 2016 and then in 2019 as well. Now, this stern warning to terrorists and infiltrators is a clear message, and he has stated that he hopes that those who are meant to receive the message have received it. Let's listen into what he said.
Look at our response to 26/11 in Mumbai and look at our response to Uri and Balakot. I think nothing can tell you more clearly, more sharply. Because, at the end of the day, the armed forces are the same. The bureaucracy is the same. The intelligence is the same. So if you look at what are the structural inputs and responses of the system, it would be the same. But what happens is, if the CPU changes up there, the output is very different. And that is really what you saw, that between 26/11, that something as big as 26/11 happened without a strong response on our side.
All right, there of course we've heard what the EAM has to say. He's drawn a contrast between India's response back when 26/11 terror attack had taken place and when the Uri and Pulwama terror attacks had taken place. He's drawn an analogy talking about structural inputs as well as the responses, and he's of course mentioned that if a CPU changes, the output is very different. He's obviously talking about the change in government and the response of the governments. We all know that dossiers were earlier sent after the 26/11 attack. There has been a back and forth between the BJP and the Congress as far as this is concerned. And joining me on the broadcast to explain more is my colleague Akshit Gupta. Akshit, yet another message being sent by External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to terrorists who are looking at creating mayhem and chaos in India, but also veiled dig at the opposition.
So yes, India has again sent a direct message to neighboring Pakistan for orchestrating attacks on India, wherein the Foreign Minister, S. Jaishankar, has also asserted that there will be a prize and don't think because, you have done something, you can run away to that side and you are safe there, you will not be safe there. That's what, and the critical remarks were also there by Dr. S. Jaishankar, where he, warned Islamabad to refrain from staging any attacks on India and added that action would be taken irrespective of the international borders. And very importantly, if I just tell you that he also took a dig at the Congress for their inaction against the Pakistani terrorists during the Mumbai attack, which is often dubbed as the 26/11 attacks, where he said that the 2008 Mumbai attacks were a series of terrorist attacks that took place in November 2008 when 10 members of Lashkar-e-Taiba from Pakistan carried out 12 coordinated shooting and bombing attacks. And he said that the incumbent government has the same armed forces, but the bureaucracy and the intelligence, but the actions against the terror outfit are different now when we compare it. And he also, said that said about the response, to the 26/11 in Mumbai, and he said that the incumbent government response to Uri and Balakot, can tell more clearly and more sharply about the bureaucracy, which has been, working differently to basically give reply to those who orchestrate attacks against India.
Indeed, Akshit, stay on with us because we also have Group Captain UK Devnath with us on the broadcast this morning. Sir, you've heard what External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar has said. There is a change as far as India's response to terrorism is concerned. Are we also sending a message to the rest of the world that we're not going to sit quiet and just resort to paperwork, but take stringent action if there are attempts to impinge on our sovereignty and create chaos?
Oh yes, Pia, whenever there is an external or internal disturbance which is created by enemy agents, the state's response has 2-3 options. One is soft option, which includes taking diplomatic measures and probably lodging protests. Another option available to the state is a hard option, where enemy, whether he is external or internal, is shown his way by very, very violent action by our police, paramilitary, or by our armed forces. So now armed forces have been given a very clear direction that in case there is any difficulty, then local commanders have been delegated authority to take stringent and strictest action against the enemy and enemy agents. There is no confusion from bottommost level, from a commanding officer till a brigade commander, div commander, corps commander, and army commander. They all know what is the action to be taken in case enemy is creating mischief, or is in case enemy is creating what is called in our parlance hostile action.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.